Brodie Brazil here with a recap of Game 59, and how about this? After 2 weeks off, the Sharks resume action with 2 games in as many nights. This one had all the makings of a statement result and then turned into a heartbreaker. A 2-1 overtime loss to the Jets, which means the NHL's longest active win streak advances to 10, and so does the longest Jets win streak in Winnipeg franchise history. Now, if I promise we'll be serious about breaking down this hockey game in just a second, can we not be serious about something first? So here's Drew just finishing up his warm-up interviews on the bench. He's got to get back to the booth. He's got to go the long way. He's going to take what could be a Tom Ford suit out on the ice, and some flexibility there to pick up that puck. Notice those impeccable dress shoes. I guarantee you he polished those earlier in the day in the hotel room, and they likely have wooden soles. They're that classy. Wooden soles on that fresh, slippery sheet of ice. Oh my, Drew. Do not fall. He doesn't. Whew. So we can now just get into our big takeaway, which is a contrast between October 18th and February 24th. Back then, the Sharks lost a game in Winnipeg 8-3. And they were down and done 4-1 after the first 20 minutes alone. Tonight, the Sharks took the slimmest of margins possible down to the final 30 seconds before eventually losing 92 seconds into overtime. Since the calendar turned to 2025, the Jets have only lost 3 games in regulation, and into this one, they were riding a 9-game win streak. Canada Life Centre is officially the hardest rink for visiting teams this season, so on paper, the Sharks could not have been favorites to win, and playing the second half of a back-to-back with travel also not easy. But that's what made this effort, and almost the result, so impressive. It's got to be a mixed bag of feelings yet again for the Sharks, who do so many things right, just without a win to show for it.
Played how we wanted to play. Got to give a lot of credit to our group. Worked extremely hard. Each and every period that, with things that we talked about this morning, and, to fall short is a kick in the gut. So disappointed we don't get the result, but I'm really extremely proud of our group, back-to-back, getting late last night, to have that type of effort against, arguably the best team in the league. Give a lot of credit to the group.
The highlights are just too heartbreaking to spend a lot of time on, so we'll do this quick. Josh Morrissey here getting the equalizing goal after the Jets were all over San Jose in the final 2 minutes with chance after chance, and then 3-on-3 in overtime. It's the names you might expect. Connor and Ehlers assisting Mark Scheifele. Just kind of felt like something like this might happen the way that regulation ended. Headline number 1, and that's 2 really good starts by San Jose goalies out of the Four Nations break. Georgiev was solid and deserved a better fate Sunday night in Calgary, and Vanecek was just as good on a Monday night. Vanecek stopped all 10 in the first, all 10 in the second, and 12 of the 13 shots he faced in the third period. When Josh Morrissey did score in the final minute of regulation, it was only because the Jets had pulled Hellebuck and were 6-on-5 with the extra attacker. The Sharks were a perfect 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Vanecek was a big reason behind that, and also gave the Sharks every last chance to win in the final period, despite getting outshot 13-3.
For sure, you wanna win this 25 seconds or how long to get the win, but it's hockey and you never know what's gonna happen. And then I think the guys play really well, and then I try to do my best to hold it too, So I think I was. Great game by us.
Headline number 2, William Eklund now on a 5-game point streak, and let's be honest lately, names like Celebrini and Smith and Askarov and Musty and Dickinson and Chernyshov, they're getting a lot of attention and focus, rightfully so, but let's not forget Eki, one of the original prospects of this San Jose group, and a guaranteed huge piece moving forward. He told me recently that the confidence we're all seeing going and growing with him is definitely how he feels too. For the second straight game, the Sharks scored first. Look at 71 and 72, just playing a little catch here on the power play. Ultimately, an absolute textbook no-look feed by Macklin Celebrini over to Eklund, who waited precisely 0.0 seconds to jump all over that 1T. Eki putting everything he had into that shot, beating Team USA's own Connor Hellebuck. That was just 15 minutes into the night.
So on that goal, what is your read? How are you guys working off of each other and you knowing where to go and how that play is going to get set up?
No, we know we want more guy than them, and on people we got to be scoring threat every time. And I know Mac and Will can make some good passes, so I'm just trying to get open out there.
Yeah, it was absolutely a great pass. He's looking one way and gets over you, and you just fire that. So when you're going against a top team like the Winnipeg Jets, you competed hard last night against Calgary. Going into these next second and third period, the Sharks have played well with intensity and compete. How do you keep that going now through the next 40 minutes?
No, that's our identity. We just got to stick to it and keep going from there. As I said, we're going to stick to a game plan out there.
So the Sharks were that close to picking up their first road win since January 14th in Detroit. However, their next game might provide another good opportunity to end that skid. Montreal sits second to last in the Atlantic Division. They've only got 2 wins in their last 10 games, and that's San Jose's next opponent on Thursday night.